So, welcome everyone. Good morning for all of you who are live, and good afternoon or good evening for those who are watching the replay here. I'm PhD Fernando Coach, and I'm going to introduce you to this outstanding healer. And I say really outstanding because there are only a few people who have that inner gift already and are aware of that inner gift. And I'm talking about Tina Hall, who has an amazing tool to share with us. I won't get into details. I will let her already introduce herself and show her value, show her gift, show her the details of what she does and how she does what she does. And I would like all of us to take advantage of this wonderful opportunity we have with Tina Hall. So, hi Tina, how are you?
I'm great, Fernando. Thanks for inviting me. Thanks for having me. This is awesome.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, oh, wonderful. We have wonderful people joining. Hi, Sargan. Hi, Shannon.
Hello, hi, hi. Namaste,
Wonderful, wonderful.
everyone.
Wonderful. I will include now Tina as a co-host, as a host, so that every bit of information now it's already yours. Everything is in your hands, Tina. Would you like to introduce yourself, what you do, and why you do what you do?
Ooh, good questions. Yes, so I am Tina Hull. I'm originally from Toronto. I now live in the Caribbean island of Nevis. I have two beautiful daughters, and they are both in Toronto, aspiring to be pro-level tennis players, and they're with their dad. I am a restorative health guide, an Akashic record consultant, and an empowerment activator. And I combine my skills, my knowledge, my knowing that I've known for a very long time as part of being an empath. And I combine them in my method called the Infinitely You method. And it combines the mind, body, heart, and soul. So we heal, release, and let go of what no longer serves us. And that allows us to be in a place of harmony and equilibrium and balance within ourselves. So we're meant to thrive, we're meant to heal, we're meant to be healthy, and we're meant to be the best version of ourselves. And along the way, unfortunately, as we grow up, as most of us know, we have a tendency to have a lot of layers that are put on us. What I've discovered for myself is that these layers are what blocking us from being truly who we are. And they're holding us back or keeping us stuck, or they're delaying what we can offer to the world because we're in fear, worry, stress, overwhelm, anxiety, you name the emotion, we're in it. And the emotions are our internal guidance system. This is like the greatest gift we've been given. And a lot of us, for some reason, and I haven't quite put my finger on it yet, but we have a tendency to avoid feeling. We're kind of okay with feeling the positive emotions. Not all of us, but most of us can get there. But a lot of us stay in the stuckness of the low level energies, the low level emotions, the sadness, the grief, the worry, the fear, the this, the that. And we just get in this low level experience and we stay there. We don't know how to be happy and healthy. We don't know how to live our best lives. We don't know that we even can. For a long time for myself, I didn't even know happiness was a possibility for me. For some reason, I had this notion that it was elusive, that some people can have it and some people can't. And I realized that all of us can have it. We have to shed all of the stuff that's holding us back and keeping us stuck. So it's important for us to be aware of those emotions. When we know what the emotion is that we're feeling, and we pay attention usually to the negative ones because, or the low level ones, because the positive ones, you know, are good. So it's okay to be there, whatever the situation or circumstance. But when we have those low level emotions, it's because there's a thought, and it's usually unconscious, that is creating the energy around that thought. And it causes the negative emotion. The negative emotion is our guidance system for that. So then we get aware of what those emotions are. Once we know what those emotions are, then we can look at the thought. Once we know the thought, then we can figure out where it came from and why we're feeling the way we're feeling, and what is that? Where did the thought come from? And then also how to reframe it. So for a long time, there was a point where when I was doing this work for myself, I realized that my beliefs are not true. I was like, what? What do you mean my beliefs aren't true? They're my beliefs, they must be true. And a belief is a habit of thought. So if you're being told as you grow up that you're not smart, you're not pretty, you're not this, you're not that, then you have this belief that goes around it, and it gets locked in at the subconscious level. Then that becomes a repetitive habit of thought. And then we find evidence for it out in that big bad world. But because we have that thought on that subconscious level, it projects energy, frequency, vibration, and it goes out into the world. And this is why when we are not getting what we don't want, no, when we're not getting what we want, then it's because of those subconscious thoughts, because it's running in the background, it's running our shows. And it's important for us to then understand that it's something that we can unravel. If we become so aware of what those thoughts are, then we can actually change what those thoughts are. So there was a time where I had this thought that I couldn't have success. And I really started to work on that. And I wasn't worthy of success, and I wasn't deserving of success. And I start to now pick away at those words, because we have words in our vocabulary and we don't necessarily know the definition of it. So there was an energy session that I was in a part of a group participating, and one of the ladies had distinguished the difference between worthiness and deserving. And for me, I felt worthy, but not deserving. And it really made a huge difference. And I went into this huge research to figure out why I was feeling, what was the difference between the two words, because to me they were synonymous, and they're not. So it's important for us, if we're not sure what the word is, really research it and find out. Because if a word comes to you and it's in your head, there's a reason why it's coming up. This is your intuition, your instincts, your higher being that's trying to help you see what is going on behind the scenes for you. And we can unravel the subconscious that way. So what the other fun part of all of this is that our conscious thoughts are made up of 5% of what we think. Our subconscious is 95% of our energy. So that's why it's important for us to unravel all of that. So the beauty of it, though, is once we start this work, it's not permanent. Those subconscious thoughts can change by reframing them. So if I have a thought or a story or a belief that I'm never going to be successful, the law of the universe is going to say, okay, you're never going to be successful, period. So if we unravel it and look at it from the perspective of, is it true? No, it doesn't have to be my reality. It might be something I believe right now, but I can look for evidence in my life that have shown me that I've been successful. I graduated from university. I graduated from massage therapy school. I have taken many courses. So now I'm building evidence for the flip side of that negative belief. And when we start believing and tapping into those things, then that becomes our new belief. And the old belief is no longer in that subconscious thought. So now we can work towards that success. So this is the importance of realizing that the thought, feelings, emotions, and stories that we tell ourselves are all energy. It's all frequency, it's all vibration. And now the other flip side of this is identity. And Fernando and I have talked about this. So we can, when we're doing this journey of life, we can believe these things for so long that becomes part of our identity. And when they get locked in as our identity, they get a little harder to step onto the other side and actually be in success. So the reason why is because ego is trying to keep us safe. And when we're in our ego minds, it's wanting us to stay in comfort zones. And it doesn't want us to stretch. It doesn't want us to grow. It doesn't want us to expand because it's unsafe in that ego mind. And you're going to get the mind chatter when you start your growth process of people saying, or people showing up in your awareness showing you that this is not something that you should be doing. So then you might have family members or friends question why you're on this path. Family members and friends or other strangers coming up to you and saying, oh, you shouldn't be doing this. Why are you wasting your time? Blah, blah, blah. So there's going to be a point where you just got to look at what is, take in what is, and then you just breathe through it, step on the other side. It's not that easy. It's not always simple. And it's really important to do. So we want to reframe things so that they're no longer controlling us. When we feel out of control, it's because we're not paying attention to those thoughts and emotions. When we're feeling those low-level energies, it's because we're not in alignment with our soul self. Our soul self comes from positive, comes from love, always sees our best selves, always wants the best for us, always, always, always is in a positive light. And the flip side of that is that also they look at the other person, place, and circumstances from the positive too. So we as humans have a tendency to want to be right. And in our wanting to be rightness, we want our inner selves to also see that person in the light and perspective we see them as. So if that person is causing us to feel unhappy, then of course we're going to think, well, they must see them as a reason and the source and bad person because it's causing us to be unhappy. And the truth is, the happiness comes from within. And if we protect our energy and we work on this, it doesn't matter what other people say, think, or do, period. It doesn't. We can take it in and we can actually pay attention to it and we can send them love because we're coming from love. Go ahead, Fernando.
Yes, there's a question by Ana Doria, which says, even mentors sometimes tell you you are not enough. How do we listen to our positive voice and not let it drown under external noise?
Well, Anna, that really disappoints me there's never, ever a mentor that should be giving you that kind of information, period. I would rethink working with them. Because if they're doing the work, then they are coming from love. When I work with my clients, I see their best and highest self. I don't see their sickness. I don't see their illness. I don't see their complaints and concerns and their worries. I see them at their highest selves. And I would never, ever, ever tell anybody. And that's just me. And I think Fernando too. Anybody who's a healer would never ever do that. I just, that really upsets me. Sorry. That's a diatribe I could go on for forever. So maybe there's some healing they need. They're probably projecting onto you. And there is such a thing in the coaching world as transference. So there are sometimes some coaches out there that aren't doing the work. And I always question coaches who aren't getting coached themselves, because we're all human and we all have blind sides, blind spots, things that we're not sure of, things that we need to grow through and experience and release. And sometimes we can't see them either. So sorry. That's not good. Any other questions before I continue?
Yes, I have one. But anyway, go ahead, Bonita. We want to listen to you.
Oh, so Val, yeah, okay. So we have 17 seconds, according to Abraham and Hicks, if anybody's familiar with them, to actually change our thought. So if we wake up in the morning and we're thinking, oh, this is going to be the worst day ever, and we take a breath and we catch ourselves, because then we're going to track things that are going to make us feel like it's the worst day ever, then we can reframe it. Okay, I said what I said. No, it's going to be the best day ever. Or my intention is to have a good day. Or my intention is to make the best of the day. Whatever you say, but just reframe it. When that happens, then you're on the neutral plane and you're going towards more positive energy. But if you allow the 17 seconds to happen, and then another negative thought comes in, and another negative thought comes in, another negative thought comes in, then you're on top of the hill and you're going down quick. And so it's our job to try to stop the momentum. And if it's going down quick, you got to let it go. There's nothing stopping us. If you're at that 17-second mark and you're breathing and you're realizing, okay, I've got to stop this train of thought. If you are in a state where you can go into a meditation, either guided or silent meditation, or if you can take a nap or refocus something, some way, somehow, get out in Mother Nature, dance, move, sing, focus on something else other than what's taking you into that negative thought, then we can stop that train. But when it's going 100 miles an hour, stopping that train's not going to happen. And it's okay. It's part of our human experience. So even coaches that have been coaching for a long time, like your Tony Robbins and your Dean Gracioli, these guys also have bad days. It's part of our human experience, and it's okay. The goal is to have more good days than bad days. The goal is to be more well than to be unhealthy. It's also a world of and. So it's not an either or. This is one of my life experiences as well. So we have, again, speaking from my experience, I thought I couldn't have happiness and money. So I actually had that thought. I wonder if I can be happy without money. So the universe said, sure, let's see. And my client base went, woo. And I went like, what? And then I hadn't put the connection together. And then I had the thought again. I'm like, oh my gosh, I just attracted that to myself. This is how powerful it is. We are master manifestors. If you're manifesting things in your life, always, all day, and every moment of your day, what are you wanting to manifest? Is what you're seeing in your world experience, your life experience, what you actually want? If not, then we've got to shift the focus so that we can get what we want and desire, and dream big and dream bigger still. So it's important for us to realize it's in our control. That's how fun this is. It's in our control, and it can change like that. Usually doesn't, because we're human and we have those mind wobbles and we're all over the place at the best of times, and we've just got to get more disciplined. This was the biggest thing for me. I've been doing a lot of healing around money, and a couple of weeks ago it came up to me that I wasn't being responsible, and I'm pretty responsible with money. I've had to be, and I was really confused by that. And the next morning when I woke up, I had this message that I wasn't being responsible with my energy. And I had to get so precise on what I was thinking and what I was feeling and what I was allowing to myself to think and allowing myself to feel and stay in. So then I became so clean and clear and so aligned with what I actually desire, and things started to shift for me. So it's an inside game always. It's all about us. We have to love ourselves first. We have to give back to ourselves first. We have to care about ourselves first. And it's called self-honoring, not being selfish. We've got to honor ourselves. And if everybody in the world honored ourselves and did what made us feel happy, it would be a better place.
This is really wonderful, Tina. I appreciate very much your sharing this. And it sounds simple, and it even sounds easy. Okay, we have to turn that 95% of subconscious thoughts that are invisible into the visible realm for us. The question is, how can we turn those subconscious thoughts that many of them are already sabotaging us? How can we reveal them so that they are really visible for us and they allow us to take a decision to make a shift?
Yeah, so my process is that I look at the thought, and you can write it down, you can journal about it, you can just process it in your mind. Where is it coming from? Who is it coming from? Whose voice is in your head? I had a conversation with a lady last week, and she kept saying, oh my gosh, this was my ex-narcissist saying this to me. This is my ex-narcissist. But she wasn't aware until we had this conversation that her beliefs weren't her own. So when you start to figure out where it's coming from, then you can write it down. You can then reframe it and ask yourself if it's true. Is it really true that you're not going to have success, or you don't deserve success, or you're not worthy of success? Is it really true? Once you've realized that it's not true, then you can reframe it. So what is it that you actually want? A lot of us don't know what we want or desire because we don't think we can have it, or we don't think we can get it, or we don't think that we're deserving of it or worthy of it. It's a tricky thing. And it comes over time. So it's not something that's going to be overnight where you're not going to have those rants and those downward spiral moments. You're going to have those. And what my experience has now become is I'm the observer of the situation. I'm the investigator, and I watch my ego trying to keep me back here in the comfort zone. And my higher self is just taking me along. I keep moving, I keep doing, I keep growing, I keep expanding, because it's meant to be part of my experience. I have so much negative stuff going on behind my background right now that I could be in a corner and I could be just curled up in a ball and I could be crying all day, every day. And at one point, it would have totally taken me out of the game. And I'm meant for bigger and better. And I've done a lot of healing and processing and allowing myself to observe all these moments so that I can now teach it. There's a reason why I'm experiencing it. There's a reason why you're here today. There's a reason why what I say to you is resonating with you, because this is something that is needed to be heard and to be understood and to be then put into practice. So our job is to really tap into our energy, what we're feeling, what we're thinking, what we're believing, and the stories that we're telling ourselves. So we can also tell ourselves that nothing good is ever going to happen to me. And if we come from the to me world, then we're in a victim state. And we're also allowing outside circumstances to dictate who we are, what mood we're going to be in, and how we're going to experience life. But if we're coming from a world of for me, everything's happening for me, then it's a divine world. It's a world where things are working out even though it doesn't look like it. Even though. And then we stay into the world of what I desire. When we put a thought out there of what we desire, there is a holding container out in the universe that's waiting for us to align to it. And when we align to it, that's when we get everything we desire and everything that we want and everything we're meant to have. Your dreams are because they're your dreams. They're put there for you, and it's meant to be in this world. Something is put on your heart, your desire, then it's meant to be in this world. And there are times where you may not take the decision to actually follow those actions and be in that inspired moment and not do the thing. Then you'll see someone else has created it. And you're like, damn, I knew it was a good idea, but I didn't do it. The universe wants it in the world. So it's going to be with you or it's going to be with someone else. So when you're taking action, you need to also take action from an inspired place so that it's fun and it feels good. And it's something that you have been the positive light when you're connected and you're feeling more grounded and you're feeling within yourself is actually giving you the idea because you're in that intuitive state. Take the action right away. Don't hesitate, don't question, don't doubt yourself, don't worry, just be. A couple weeks ago, I had this inspired thought to offer a business half-day intuitive session. And I have never put myself out there as a business person coaching. It didn't make a whole lot of sense. And within 3 minutes of me putting that out there, someone messaged me. So someone needs your stuff. Someone needs your gifts and what you have to offer. We all have gifts. We've got to unravel some of the crap, unfortunately, all of the crap, And the energy work that I do really helps with that, because a lot of times when we get into emotional states, and if we've had trauma in our life, or we've had really heightened negative emotions go through an experience, it gets locked in at the cellular level. When it gets locked in at the cellular level, it's really challenging to get rid of it. It's not so easy to do it by ourselves. It can be done, and it takes a little bit longer, but it can be done. We can all heal ourselves. We can all get there from where we are. There's no doubt in my mind. It just might take a little longer because we're doing it from a human process, a learning process, an experiential process. That's why the power of a coach is so important, because we have gone through a lot of what you're going through, and we can get you there faster. There's a coach that I follow, and I've been in her world for many years. And this year, she, in the last, I think at least 4 years, she's made $50 million in the coaching world. US. It's possible for her, it's possible for you. So it's one of those things where if we dream it, we have to believe that the dream can be our reality. And what I've started doing is I do a great gratitude list all day, or once a day. I do an abundance list once a day, and I do my story. So what does that look like? My story is not the negative, it's my positive. So I'm living in the what I desire. Everything's always working out for me. Money flows to me easily and effortlessly. My clients are loving working with me, and they're referring other people to me. These are the stories that you could be telling yourself. So why tell ourselves negative stories? We don't have to. It's a choice. The power of choice and decision is amazing. And once we make those choices and those decisions, and we're in our power when we make them, then really there's not much that can stop us. Story is so important, Anna. Yeah, 100%. And there was many times where those stories that I was telling myself was not very good. And, you know, why would somebody hire me? I'm just Tina Hull. Well, yes, you're Tina Hull, but you also had gifts and skills and knowledge and experience and other things. So why not you? So why not be hired by Anna or Joey or Sargam or Fernando? Why not them? So what do they have that you don't have? And I'm realizing so clearly that the clients that show up in my world are showing up in my world because it's my experience and my knowledge and my skills that I'm able to help them heal through. I had this lady last week, and we did a Akashic record reading, and she has multiple health issues. She's had lots of life issues, and she's also an extremely powerful empath. And one of my focus is on empaths. And if she had worked with another coach who wasn't as knowledgeable as I am in that field, then she wouldn't have given her the guidance that she needed. And she wouldn't have gotten the relief that she needed, and she wouldn't have gotten the power she needed, because now she realized that it's a gift, not a curse. So we all have important things to tell ourselves and to share with the world. There was a quote, and I can't remember who it was from, but it said that our gifts are meant to be shared. They're not meant to be hidden. And if we hide them, we're being selfish. Right, Anna? Because we're stopping the world from having who we are. And there's everyone for everyone, or somebody for everyone. You may not like me, and that's okay, but you may like Fernando and his way, and that's okay too. There's how many billions of people on this planet? And if this one woman can make $50 million in 4 years, then it's also available to you. She has done so much work on herself, and energetically, she is just fine-tuning, fine-tuning, fine-tuning. And what she does works because her clients, especially her one-on-one clients, are also now making millions of dollars. So it's an energetic world. It's your new currency, and it has to be protected. Has to be protected. We have to pay attention to all those thoughts, feelings, emotions, stories, and beliefs that we're telling ourselves, and become conscious creators. There was a long time I was a passive participant in my life, and I lived by default. And that looked like something would happen to me at work, and I would react and respond accordingly. Now I take a breath, and I may or may not react or respond. But I react and respond according to what's best for me. My ex-husband is a narcissist, for example, and he'll come into the office because we lived in the same building, and he was in one of the apartments that's adjacent to the main house, which is where I was living. And he would come into the office and he would yell and scream at me, and he would cuss me to high heaven. And I got to a point where I would just kind of look at him. I'd go back to what I was doing, take a deep breath, and continue on. It irked him like crazy, and it was the most empowering thing ever because it did not affect me. What people say to you, what they are like around you, is your opportunity to learn a lesson. So one of my coaches calls it mirrors and magnets. So they're either mirroring what you actually believe about yourself, and then we have to unravel that, or it's a magnet. We are attracting it to us, again, because of what our subconscious mind is thinking. I had this one guest, we have 2 rental apartments, and she came in a couple years ago, and oh my gosh, I can't even begin to tell you, this woman triggered me to high heaven. I have never been triggered by anybody in my entire life. Thank God I was doing this work. And when I really looked into it, and I kept saying, like, why? What's going on? Why am I feeling like this? Like, it just didn't make any sense. And one of my friends, who we have these kind of conversations all the time, she said, well, aren't you working on your worthiness? And she was making me feel unworthy. So she was mirroring. And so I took some deep breaths, and I also saw that even though she was triggering me, I didn't react and respond in a negative way. I just sent her love. So she also showed me where I had healed and where I had grown, and that there was a little bit in the back still that I needed to heal. So it's a process, it's a journey. It takes a while, and we're never done. We're always growing and evolving and expanding if we choose, or we can stay stuck. And that's okay too. If we don't want to live our best lives, that is a choice, but make it a choice. Decide that's where you're just content with where you are, and that's okay. And if you want more, then you do this work.
That's beautiful. There is a question by Anna which says, how do you feel about boundaries?
Oh, Anna, I did not have any boundaries, and I didn't have any standards in my marriage at all. And so those 2 words were the things that I had to really investigate. And I even looked up Tony Robbins, what does he say about boundaries and standards? And I had no clue what they were, because again, they're words, and the words didn't mean anything to me. So I really went deep into them, and I looked them up and I researched them, and then I got a coach that helped me stand in my power and unravel a lot of these things because I was out of power. And I also realized that I had a misconception of the truth of what being in your power meant. It's not overpowering someone. It's not imposing on someone else. It's actually knowing who you are, knowing your truth, standing in that truth, and being that person and showing up in that energy. That is being in your power. And that's when you don't have anybody or anything around you affect you at all. And it is a beautiful space to be. Does that answer your question, Anna?
Yes, yes, that's a very beautiful answer. And we have only a few minutes left. Tina, would you like to share maybe a little group exercise, or would you like to share some other story that is significant for you, or are you open to listen to questions? What would you like now to do?
Well, how about I leave it up to you guys? If you want to ask questions, I'm more than happy to answer questions. If you want to allow me to give you a little bit of energy work, and I can help release some of those things that are locked in at a cellular level, then I can do that too. Go ahead, Anna or Renee.
I've studied pain quite intensively, and we know that a lot of physical pain is not where we feel it, but comes from the brain, which is very often, it is to protect us. Now, my specific problem is not pain, but I know being tired is almost the same thing.
Yes.
It's just that I haven't found the answer. So I severely struggle with being tired. To the point where now I need between 10 and 12 hours of sleep. I can't get up in the morning, so I start late. I don't get to my morning routine. I don't get to my work in time, and it's costing me.
Okay, so two things. We're going to do the energy work because this is going to really help you. And the other thing is, it's because you're heavy, and the heaviness as an empath is probably because you're taking on other people's energies. So you're not protecting your energy so that you can go out in the world and you can do what you do. So I'm going to do the clearing, and then I'll show you how to protect your energy at the end. So when you go out in your day, you can have this tool so that you can go anywhere, do anything, be around anybody, and you're not going to feel negative energies. That be helpful? Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay. So I'm going to everybody get really comfortable. You're going to close your eyes. And then you're going to take some nice deep breaths. So I'm going to get you to have the intention that you're pulling in all your energies from all your thoughts, feelings, and emotions, all your lists of things to do, pulling it all back to you. And you're going to have a box breath. So you're going to inhale for 4, pause for 4, exhale for 4, and pause for 4. And this is going to help you get you out of that heightened state of nervous system and put you into the rest and digest and the parasympathetic. Inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4. Now really set the intention that with the exhales, you're going to release and let go of what no longer serves you. And as you inhale, you're going to bring in love and light. Now I'm going to get you to envision roots coming from your feet and the bottom of your chair, going down, down, down into Mother Earth for purification. And it's going to circle around either the core of her, maybe a root from a beautiful tree, or a beautiful large crystal of choice. And with your next inhale, you're going to bring up this earth energy through your feet, into your knees, into the pelvis, And then from above, you're going to bring in this beautiful white loving light coming down through the crown, going all along your spine, igniting all your chakras. And then it's going to settle in your heart. And in your heart, this white love light is going to expand the heart. Allow it to be more open for receiving, open to love, open to success, open to abundance in all areas. You're going to feel this love light energy circulate through your entire body. Now I'm going to get you to go into your subconscious mind and think of all the thoughts that you've been feeling recently that are low level. Anger, upset, disappointment, frustration, not good enough, not worthy, not deserving, whatever you're feeling, sensing, or just knowing. And I get you to put them all on sticky notes all over your body. If there's any stories or old beliefs that you have that have been rising up, any patterns that you've been seeing that need healing, any physical ailments or illnesses or conditions, fatigue, overwhelm, anxiety, and put it all over your body. Now I'm going to get you to envision this beautiful whirlwind of energy surrounding you from the top of the head, down the body, down to below your feet. It's a vortex, tornado, hurricane-like energy surrounding your entire body. And it's pulling all these sticky notes off of you, taking them away from you. Allow them to go. It's safe to let them go. It's safe to be grateful for what they've helped you through. And now it's time to let go of what no longer serves you. And if nothing comes up for you, just set the intention of releasing and letting go of what no longer serves you. And see all these sticky notes in this energy vortex, pulling it away from you. And sometimes it's not even your own energy. Maybe they're not even your own beliefs. Maybe it's not even your own thoughts, feelings, or emotions. They're someone else's. Pulling those out too. And then I'm going to get you to envision them going down, down, down into Mother Earth for purification, for transmutation and change, turning the darkness into light and any fear, low-level energies into love. And then I'm going to get you to see this golden light, this divine healing energy coming down through the crown. And it's going to fill up all those spaces and all those gaps and all the darkness, turning it into love and light, healing, replenishing, rejuvenating, and restoring all those areas. Allow this divine golden healing energy to course throughout your entire body, releasing all the shadows, letting them go. I'm going to get you to envision a shape of choice. This is something that you can carry throughout your day. It could be a cylinder, it could be a bubble, it could be a pyramid, triangle, whatever you're seeing, sensing, feeling, or just knowing. You could have multiple shapes, whatever feels best for you. And you're going to put a bright color on it. And it could be multiple colors. It could be different colors on the different shapes. Excuse me. And on this, in this color is going to fill this shape up. And it's your protective energy shape and color. And you set the intention as you go throughout your day, especially when you're around other people in big crowds, or you're giving your energy and you're coaching, or whatever you're doing, that only love and light can come in and love and light go out. And it's going to protect you from low-level energies. And take another deep breath. I'm going to get you to envision those roots coming up from Mother Earth, back into your feet and your chair. And when you're ready, bring your awareness back to your body. You can wiggle your toes, your fingers, stretch. So if anything came up for you, I really highly recommend journaling about it, or at least processing it. And when I say processing it, really acknowledge what you were feeling, what memories got brought up, and then do whatever you need to do to release it and let it go, because it's come up for a reason, and there's no need for it anymore. So in this journey, there's no judgment. Our journeys are our journeys. And we need to be willing to make mistakes, fall, and get back up. And so where we are right now is completely fine, and we have to accept that. Where do we want to go? That is completely up to us. Oh, great. Thank you. Glad you enjoyed that. Any last questions?
We have 2 more minutes, people, so take advantage of this time.
Hi, I have a question. So when you're doing, like, you can do this meditation, I'm assuming, on your own, but
Yeah.
if things like repeat themselves, what do you do with that repetitive thought, emotion, behavior? Like,
Yeah.
do you just continue to transmute it through the vortex, or?
Yeah, definitely. And it's when it's a pattern that it's really locked in. And so I would recommend going through the process. I think, Andrea, you came in a little late, so you might want to watch the beginning part of this. And I went through how to unravel those thoughts, feelings, stories, and beliefs that are in the repetitive mode in your subconscious mind, so that you can release them and let them go and reframe them. So nothing has to stay in our energetic field. Nothing has to, if it's not serving us, we don't have to keep it.
No, that's perfect.
The beauty of it. So it is sometimes And it doesn't always go right away. And there's layers to it. I've caught myself in the last little while going, damn, that again? I thought I healed that already.
Yeah,
And
that's so nice.
there's layers upon layers upon layers upon layers. We have been here on this planet for a long time. And it's not just us, it's our soul level too, right? So it's an experience that we're meant to go through. That is the gift as well. That
Yeah.
we're meant to go through it so that we can release it and let it go for the generations to come. So when we heal ourselves, we heal our past, we heal our present, and we heal the future.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Wonderful. So, Tina, we spoke about a very special gift. Would you like to share some details about that?
Yeah, so if you have brought a friend or you bring a friend into the group going forward, then you can let Fernando know. And you and your friend will get a 10-minute coaching call from me, and we can get in there really quickly and get you out of, maybe there's just a slight tweak that you need, or maybe there's something that you're saying and not even consciously aware of that you need to reframe. And we just have a little conversation and I coach you through it and get you on the other side of it.
Wonderful. Or they can get in touch directly with you. Is that better?
Yes, yeah, of course they can. Unfortunately, my Calendly link's not working. So the best thing for me is for you guys to reach out to me on Facebook. I think you're all on Facebook. If not, I'll just give you my email quickly.
Yes, so Facebook is this one I already wrote, right?
Yeah. So you can also email me and we can just set up a 10-minute call and we'll work around each other's schedules and we'll go from there.
Wonderful. Is that valid for how long?
Until Monday, we have to book it.
One-
Yeah. And then once it's booked, then we can, you know, it could be a week later if our schedules don't match up, that's fine. But message me and get in contact with me before Monday or Monday at midnight Eastern Standard Time, and then that's the special.
Wonderful, wonderful. This is a very beautiful what you shared, Tina. I really felt the expansion. But I just wanted to share this, and I felt also that some unwanted beings are already being released, and my energetic field is already being expanded. So I just wanted to share my experience and my appreciation for your presence and your gift, the gift you shared here. Okay.
Thank you very much for having me and for inviting me. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for paying attention and listening.
This is very beautiful. And for those, for instance, Tracy and Val, who are not in the Healers Network meeting and network group, please send me a friend request. I will send you the link of the group. I will add you immediately. If you want to be part of the group chat, I will also send you the special invitation. So thank you, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful week over there. And would you like to share one word that represents how you feel after this amazing interview with Tina?
Hopeful.
Wonderful. Yes, Anna?
Grateful. Lighter.
Proactive, yes. Wonderful. Shannon?
Although I've had to double task and work as well, I apologize for that. I feel enlightened by a lot of things that you said,
Good.
and I appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
Thank you, Shannon. Who
Great.
else? Punit? Val? Tracy?
I feel grateful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
I feel peace. I feel calmness.
Calm. Isn't that a beautiful place to be? Calm. We underestimate it.
Thank you. Bar, Tracy?
I
Please.
had this like superwoman moment. It was really nice. Like this little whirlwind of stuff and sticky notes flying off me. I was like, oh, that's what Wonder Woman feels like.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I wasn't on video, so I was actually just spinning around in the room.
Yes, that's who you become when you do your work, Joan. Yes, you become one of them. Thank
I was
you.
just spinning.
Yes, Tracy, I'm also very grateful.
I was supposed to be on a different Zoom, and I was not going to be able to make this. But and the universe conspired, and the other thing fell through, and here I am, and I'm so happy.
Oh, great.
You've changed my whole energy. It's been in the last 2 days I've had really low energy, and I'm really appreciating you for shifting that for me. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Very welcome. It's really my pleasure and my honor.
Okay. Thank you very much, Tina. Thank you everyone for showing up here. So from next week, I think we're going to have our challenge. It's a very important challenge. Then I will let you know more information about that. And after the challenge, we will come back with the interviews for those who want to take part and who want to offer your gift and your unique value here. Okay.
Awesome. Appreciate you, Fernando.
Thank you
Tina.
again.
Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.